India at INN is one of the dauntless few. Now, this story that we're going to go over is basically falling into the trap of, okay, you're covering some drama. But it says a lot about Congress, okay? Now, we talked about, hey, clickbaiting and fighting, but this just takes the cake. If you thought AOC versus MTG, you know me, was a fight, well, we got Representative Nancy Mace and, of course, Jasmine Crockett, Democrat from Texas, Representative Nancy Mace from South Carolina, getting into a heated exchange to where Mace suggested they take it outside. Indy?
We have another congressional cat fight. Is that really what we're doing? Another one?
Well, you know what?
Well, let's see the theater. Let's do it.
Hey, your hard tax-paying dollars right here. ECW Live in Congress right now.
I want to see a steel cage. I want to see blood.
Trans people filming us in the bathroom. How many of these trannies are taking selfies? These men are taking selfies in women's spaces in the bathroom. It's gross. It's disgusting. So if we're going to talk about civil rights, let's talk about the rights of women in this country and how you are stripping them away every single day. And you're doing it in your legislation. You're doing it in your messaging. You're doing it on X. You're making women feel unsafe in this country. And you're making the opportunity for women and girls to be raped, to be sexually abused in this country, even greater than they've ever been. So don't come over here with your attitude and talk to me about rights when you're trying to take my rights as a woman, a rape survivor, away. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. Any member seek recognition? Ms. Stansberry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the gentlelady across the aisle demonstrating why we need civil rights. We need civil rights to protect all people, especially trans Americans who are under attack right now. I would like to yield the rest of my time to the gentlelady who is carrying the amendment.
I don't even know how we got there because I tried to make it clear how many civil rights, it doesn't just boil down to one conversation, but I can see that somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or not.
Here we go. The fight. I am no child. Just like when AOC called MTG. Girl, baby girl.
So that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all
I
to
am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
Order,
am
please.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will
Ladies,
not do that.
order.
I am not a
Ladies,
child.
ladies,
I am
calm
reclaiming
down.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr.
we
Chairman,
can
the committee is not
Okay.
in order.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Hey, look, I'm only doing this story so everyone can put a smile on their face because just remember, whenever you see a diehard Republican voter or a diehard Democrat voter saying, "That's my politician, I believe in them," just pat their head and give them a hug and just say that you love them, but they are not being serious people. This is what's representing us in the great halls of Congress. Say it again. Take it outside.
I have broken
Actually
more
have-
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
Order,
am
will.
please.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that.
Order.
I am not a
Chairman,
child.
I am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr.
we
Chairman,
can
the committee is
Order.
not
Okay.
in order.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order. Recognizes Ms. Crockett.
No, point of order, Mr. Chairman.
I love how all these
Thank you.
old crusty
Is
white
it allowed
dudes
in
have
the
to try to
rules
get
for a
control of the
member to
situation.
Incite violence against another member. I mean, she wants to take it outside with.
Hey, I have the
Oh, wait, and hold on. Like the guy says, teacher, they're gonna take these. They still want to take a fight outside. No one likes to.
Is that Dan Goldman? Dan Goldman? It looks like it.
It could be.
He's such a worm.
Hold on. It was.
He's such a worm.
Indy. It was Trey.
State your point.
Is it allowed in the rules for a member to incite violence against another member? I mean, she wants to take it outside with.
Hey, I have the
Crockett.
First Amendment right too.
And
young
so
man. I have the
I'd like
First
those
Amendment
words
right.
to be
I'm not
taken
gonna be a
down.
child.
I
I'm
am
not gonna
moving
be
to have
called a
those
child
words
by
taken
any
down.
of
I
you.
believe it's against the
Oh,
rules.
look.
Yeah,
It's Maxwell Frost.
It's Frost. It's Frost. 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 Frost, what happened to you, man?
Rules to
Going
incite
outside doesn't
violence
incite
against
violence. You
another
should have a
member of
conversation
Congress.
that isn't.
The committee will
interrupting this
suspend,
committee.
the member will state the
Inciting
Word,
violence.
Where she said that we can take it outside, which is
Wait.
direct violation against the rules, inciting violence against another member.
Wait a minute. She called her child, and she did it condescendingly in order to invoke a response
How does that
like
sound
that.
Mr. Chair.
She did it to trigger her.
So to quote, first of all, Indy, I want to give you the floor because I want to pull up something here that you would be familiar with.
Oh,
Go
God.
ahead. Yeah, I want to get your thoughts real quick. Go ahead, Indy.
But yes,
how do you
use
feel
it-
about
look,
this thought-provoking conversation?
Look, this whole thing is a setup. First of all, this issue is a non-issue. Unisex bathrooms for all is what I say. I don't look. There are definitely concerns, and it's a inflammatory issue. But if everyone just uses the bathroom and freaking leaves, we have no problems. The problem happens when you have people that trap other people in bathrooms and do things, and that has happened. I don't understand why it's a bathroom that seems to be the place that causes these things. I don't quite understand why that became the one place that trans people can't function normally. It does not make much sense to me. Kalia, I saw, had put up a chat. You put up that she said that if she goes to a bathroom that she's in the stall and out, and that's what most people are doing.
Yeah.
There are people that are harping on this issue and making it like every single person that goes into a bathroom is trying to trap other people in there, and that is not happening. That is not happening.
I also want to pull up something here too, because here, anytime there's a new shiny object, everyone's telling you to look at over here, you should probably look over there from Comrade Misty, because this little exchange, this little fight between two congressional representatives, and I just want to quote one of our viewers here. Can we talk about real issues in Congress, please? Because there are real issues to talk about, like, I don't know, California on fire, the people in North and South Carolina, all over the East Coast that got hit by their two hurricanes back to back are still struggling economically, lacking housing. You have the people of Flint, Michigan, no clean drinking water. People of East Palestine, Ohio, exposed to God knows what in those chemicals from that train derailment. People Lahaina still abandoned. You have every single American struggling day in, day out. But see, that's the distraction that you're seeing here. Our elected officials are doing ECW tactics, which, again, I don't mean to disparage the name of ECW because it's a far more honorable institution than Congress. May it rest in peace. It was taken from us too soon. But we have congressional officials here distracting us. And this kind of leads into what your article did earlier on in the segment. That is, all right, rage bait, and causing more fighting. Because right now, what's happening underneath our noses? Well, you got the war going on in Gaza. You got the war happening in Ukraine. And you have Donald Trump and politicians seriously talking about doing Manifest Destiny 2.0 with Canada. And in turn, there seems to be a big push to either make Greenland independent or turn it into a territory or protectorate of the U.S. So, Indy, are we being distracted? Is this?
Well, of course we are. They don't want to talk about the fact that they're still actively funding and arming a genocide. They don't want to talk about the fact that they armed and funded Ukrainian Nazis for the last 3 years in a proxy war against Russia, got their asses kicked, did not accomplish any of the goals that they wanted to accomplish in crippling Russia's economy. Now, what they did accomplish was distracting Russia to the point that they could take out Assad in Syria and then push for the Greater Israel Project. All of those things started happening. And a lot of it is because we're focused on Nancy Mace and Jasmine Crockett arguing over trans bathrooms and not talking about the Stop Anti-Semitism Awareness Act that made it through the Senate and could still potentially be signed. Okay, that would then literally make it criticizing Israel illegal, a crime. They could put us in jail for it, every single one of us. And if you don't think that that's real, look at what's happening to Richard Medhurst in the United Kingdom. Look at what happened to Asa Winstanley in the United Kingdom. I covered these things on How Did We Miss That? They had people show up at their door. The terrorism police, Section 12 of whatever their agreement, their laws are, state that if you state that you are supportive of Hamas at all, that you are then supportive of terrorism, and they can then charge you with all kinds of funky stuff, even as a journalist, just for reporting it. It's very scary, and they're trying to do the same thing here, and that's not what they want to talk about. That's not what you see reported on the news. They talk about this.
Exactly. And they're going to be talking about the fighting and the drama. And of course, you know what that means? Ding, 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 ding. Fundraiser emails. This is Nancy Mace. I need $5 to own it to the libs. And then, of course, you're going to have Crockett saying, give me $5 so I can own it to the Trumpers. And then we're right back to where we started from. And that's where we're at. But Joseph D., I like your super chat right there. Settle it like adults was a tickle fight. Well, that's not how I do things. If I'm going to be entertained, it's going to be, it's going to be like Thunderdome. Okay. 2 men enter or 2 ladies enter and one of them leaves. And the people deserve to be entertained. All right. So you have your treasure trove of weapons. Entertain me, just like the Roman gladiators. The gladiators must fight to please me. That's what I want to see. A full on, like, can you imagine if our Congress really did act like other parliaments, though? Like, because they throw down, dude.
They do. They actually, like, physically,
they really throw down, like, because
like Vince McMahon would be proud.
Because think about it. You could be somebody from Texas, okay? And you could say, yeah, in Congress, my House representative or senator fights for me. In an alternate timeline, if our Senate and Congress was like the parliaments overseas, then it's somebody from Texas or Florida or Georgia or California, New York, Illinois say, yeah, my congressman or woman or my senator fights for me. And literally they do. Man, that takes pride. Like, yeah, they didn't want that bill passing. So he threw a steel chair at the other guy. Great stuff. But listen, we live in a society of rules. Maybe someday, just not today. But I'm really waiting for like the first punch to be thrown in Congress, because back in the day, they used to do that. Before the Civil War happened, like you had the pro-slavery and the abolitionists. They'd bring weapons to Congress, like they would throw down. Hashtag let's
Alexander Hamilton famously was shot and killed in a duel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they used to throw down like that. Yes, there were actual duels in the street.
Shoot, President Andrew Jackson, old Hickory himself, that man shot people. Hey, just another day in Congress, folks. 2025, 15 days in. First congressional fight. Someday, someone's going to throw the first punch, and I can't.
They're all but remember, Kit. These guys are all millionaires for the most part. I don't know if Jasmine Crockett is per se, but 85% of Congress are millionaires. They're bought and paid for, and they're all on their way to being millionaires if they're not already. Because then they get on the speaking tour. They're not physically fighting anybody. Their physical fighting days are over. They're just arguing and threatening, and they're using their mouths, but they're all cowards. They are.